Well, I just got back from visiting up north. I don't know if you're aware of it, but they're having snowstorms. I got out just in time. Uh, I had to book an early flight to get back here. Otherwise, I would have been snowed in up there. Some terrible winds and cold temperatures. It was really terrible. So I'm back in Florida, which isn't really that warm right now. It's still in the 60s, maybe 70s, but better than 4 degrees below zero up there. Anyway, I'm back home. I wanted to make a video. I've been thinking about this video for quite a while, but I want to remind you, next video is going to be about returning back here to Florida. I got a lot of video from up north. I'm going to put that all together in a video and show you my return trip. I'm also going to add a song from one of my original CDs. It's an old song I wrote with a couple of buddies, and it's so appropriate for this time. So next week I'll be putting that together with a video. So next Saturday, come and see that. I think you might enjoy it. Well, let's get to the video. I've been thinking about making this video for lots of reasons. Of course, I get so many comments from you folks about how I actually survive on a minimum income. I suppose some of my videos look like I'm extravagant, but I do everything myself on a minimum budget. I don't overspend. Actually, I watch out what I spend, and I wanted to share this along with other folks who have minimum budgets. I know some folks, I've watched videos that retire on $500K in the bank, and they still have, monthly income problems. I just don't understand it, but I suppose we're all different. But I wrote down here a few things. And also waiting to retire until you're a later age, 65 or 70. You'll get more money. But if you don't make changes in your everyday living and spending, it's just going to be another cycle and waiting till the end of the month until you get another check. But let's start with my list here I wrote down here. And it's about, things you can do for yourself, and depending on your health and condition, of course, and your mobility. But number one thing is lawn care and landscaping. So many people pay for that when you're capable of going out and cutting your own lawn. I mean, within a limit. I mean, if you have acreage, I'm sure you can't do that. And then designing your landscape where it's maintenance free. You put down a mat of weed stopper, and you put mulch over that, and then you put your planting. So there's no weeding to do. I find that helps me a lot. So I don't have lawn care or anyone I pay for outside my house here to maintain it. So number two is people have cleaning services and laundry services that pick up your laundry and bring it back. I mean, this is something you can do yourself, and you can save a lot of money if you want to. It's just suggestions I'm going to make here. I'm sure a lot of people will comment and say they don't do it or they can't do it, but that's fine. Everyone's life is different. But I'm talking about just cutting back where you can. Number three, I don't understand this. It's car washes. Every week, people spend $15, $20 to get their car washed. Some spend $100, $200 for detailing their cars. You don't need to be spending this kind of money, especially when you're on a budget and retired. You can do that yourself. I mean, if you have the mobility to do it. Number four, and this is a big one, paying for self-storage. I mean, there's items in your self-storage that you may never use, and you continue to pay the rent, sometimes for years, because it's just more convenient to pay the rent than to go in there and clean it out. But the solution about self-storage is get rid of it. If you haven't used it in this long already, it's time to have a big sale, like everything must go put it on Marketplace and say this weekend it's everything must go sale. Take a picture of the storage unit, and that's it. So sell it all, and you put money in your pocket. The value of your stuff being in storage, it just doesn't pay for itself. Continuing to keep the storage for a year or 2 years, maybe more, it just doesn't pay. Anyway, that was number 4. Um, Number 5, storage for big items like boats, recreation vehicles like cars, boats, campers, and hobby projects that you'll never get to, and you continue to pay that space for it. That's something you can give up and save a lot of money there. Number 5, owning 2 cars. If you're 2 people, 1 car is what is all you really need, really. I mean, you could take your spouse or your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, you can take them to work and you'll go back and pick them up. The money you save on that is just incredible. You know, you're paying double cost of everything, insurance, maintenance on vehicles, the gas. It takes up space on your property. Clear up some space, and you'll feel better about saving the money on having 2 cars. But that's my opinion. I wanted to bring that up as number 5. So we got 5 more to go. So number 6, home maintenance that you pay for to have people come in and do like minor repairs, like along with like changing your filters for your AC or on your refrigerator, your well pump, things like that. Even the cabin filter in your car, you can buy that on eBay for $12. But people go to their mechanic or their service department and they spend $80, maybe $100, because they're paying the mechanic by the hour when it takes you 15 minutes to change such a cheap part. That's just a suggestion. But mechanics are expensive, and what you can do yourself saves you a lot of money. Well, number 7, takeout foods and, dining out. This is something that you can cut back on. I mean, in my opinion, again. Just buying a coffee every day on the way to work or whatever, you're spending about $35 a week doing that. And you can cook for yourself with groceries. Put that money towards groceries, as expensive as groceries are today. You don't need to be spending $35 in coffee. So think about cutting back on that. Number 8, this is a good one. Gym memberships and exercise classes. I mean, if you're not going to be dedicated and motivated, think about that before you sign a contract that's going to cost you a couple $100 a year. With that money, you can buy yourself your own treadmill in the house, or get yourself a mat with little barbells and do your own workout when you want to. You're not, dedicated to go to the gym and you already paid for it, so you feel guilty you're not going. But that's something to think about. Number 9, and this is a big one also. Shopping online. Wow. Shopping online has been proved to be an impulse buy. And you buy things that, you could eventually use, but you don't need them at the moment. And you seem to buy them all at one time shopping online because it's so easy to click on the button and order it. It arrives the next day or 2 days later at your door. Pretty exciting not to go shopping physically. Anyway, that's something that you can also look at. And number 10, I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm going to say it. Habits, especially bad habits, like gambling for one thing. Overdoing it with lotto, spending $20, $30 a week on lotto, going to your local casinos. You can spend a couple $100 easy there. Of course, there's bingo, and I know people who spend $50 to $80 on bingo every week. That's a lot of money. Then you have your other habits like vaping. That's expensive. Maybe, if you can't quit, cut back because that adds up. Of course, regular cigarettes, smoking today, I don't know what a pack of cigarettes costs where you are, but I'm sure it's pretty expensive. I don't smoke, so I don't really know what it costs. And then drinking excessively, that's expensive. Going out to a bar and, having a six-pack at the bar, that's pretty expensive. Of course, if you have hard liquor and fancy drinks, that's a lot of money. So that's 10 things I wanted to go over with you. And if any of that helped you, think about it because it could save you a couple of bucks at the end of the month, whatever you cut back on. And everything you need to do, if you say you don't know how to do this or that, go to YouTube. There's so many tutorials on YouTube. That's how I learned how to do a lot of things, and that's how I learned to build this house. So I think you can do that too. But anyway, I'll see you next week with my new musical video and the trip coming back home to Florida, leaving that cold weather up north. I pray for you guys up there. I hope the weather improves and gets better. I know you're getting cabin fever already. So come take a break. Come to Florida. Enjoy yourself. But we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.